Is this thing on? Hey guys, we're gonna get comfortable for this one, as if we don't get comfortable for every single one that we do, but whatever. Okay, I don't really have a lot that I wanted to speak about today. Not. There's nothing like pressing on my mind, but you know me, I can probably talk until my ears fall off, or maybe until my throat closes, or something fun like that. I'm happy to report that this week I am feeling slightly less lonely. Christy and Austin came back from America, their trip to America for dance. And I'm feeling less alone. I just feel a lot less lonely. I feel as if there's a lot more people who care about me and that there are people out there who can be my friend. And I also will say that this podcast has actually made me feel, excuse me, like made me feel as if, excuse me again, the things that I have to say genuinely do matter because I've had quite a few people message me and say that my podcast really helped them or they're really glad that I'm talking about this and check in on me, and I made a new friend through it. And look at my cat on top of the birdcage there. Yeah, I'm very happy that I made this podcast, and I want to say thanks to everyone who listens and everyone who cares, because sometimes I really feel like no one cares what I have to say. It's nice to know that at least some people are listening and they do care. I tried to get back into painting today because it's been about a month since I did any paintings, and didn't go well. So I wanted to try a new technique called underpainting. If you don't know what that is, it's when you paint the board a certain color, whatever color you prefer, so that you can see your whites and your shadows better as opposed to being on a white canvas. Um, so that's what I went to do. So I did my underpainting, and then I was asked if I wanted to go to a yard sale in my hometown. And at first I was really depressed. I woke up in a really bad mood today. I don't know what it was. Just I don't know, I was just in a really bad crabby mood this morning when I woke up, and I was just like, what the hell? Felt super depressed, wanted to paint and shut up and not get out of bed. So I literally was like, I got that text, do you want to go to the yard sale? I said, fine. And I was literally just in this and a pair of sweatpants, didn't have any makeup on, didn't have my hair done, and I was like, whatever, lonely, sad, I'm not going to talk to anyone, I'm just going to go to get out of the house. But then right before we left, I was like, you know what? I have time. I'm gonna go actually get ready. So, did my hair, did my makeup. I put an outfit I was comfortable in, on, and confident in, on. And I wasn't expecting anything from obviously going to a yard sale. Maybe buy some cute shit. And I did actually get a new oil and a vinegar container. And I'm redoing my kitchen in a couple months, so that'll be great. And it's very fitting with the vibe. And I could paint the stand, so I was really happy about that. And I got a new pair of slippers. But anyway, I didn't expect anything to come from this, and as soon as we walk in, so it's me, my two brothers. There's a blurred line between there because they're not actually my blood family. This whole family is not my blood family, but they're pretty well my family. When people ask, pretty much family. Mom and dad and my brothers. So we walk in and we get to the little gate where the yard sale's happening because it's a big yard sale. It's multiple people brought their shit in. It's kind of a big yard sale, so a bunch of people brought their stuff in. There was some companies there, small businesses, not really companies. Anyway, as soon as we walk in, I look to my right and there's a performer, and she's like, anybody want to sing a song? Anyone want to sing? And my mom and dad are like, her, because I love to sing. If you didn't know, I write my own music, and if you're interested in checking it out, I actually have a TikTok page called Alicia Music by Alicia Official, I think, and I'm working on recording, and I don't know, music is my passion. It might not be the best, but it's my passion and I enjoy it. And anyway, they're like, Alicia, she wants to play, and she's like, come on up. And then I just got up and I sang a song, and I was really proud of myself because I haven't sang or performed in a while, and I've been a little nervous to get into the scene around this town, but I was really proud of myself. And then I ended up going up and doing three more songs, and I actually sang Picking Petals, which was the song that was playing when I got in my car accident a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago. So full circle moment there. But anyway, yeah, and I sang Picking Petals, and it felt really fucking good to get out and be able to express, because that song speaks to my soul. It felt really good to be able to sing that song to a group of people and express myself in that way, because I hadn't done that in so long. And I had some people asking who I was, and I'm hoping maybe I'll be able to get into the scene, get into performing locally, because that's amazing. I would freaking love to do that. So it was a really good day in the sense that I had a full circle moment and a passion came out of the day. And then back to the painting. So I did my underpainting, then we went out, had that amazing moment, and I came back, tried to do my painting, and I guess I wasn't really stable enough from the morning I had because I had a bit of a crash out. I couldn't get the drawing right, my reference right, and I kind of broke the canvas, and I'm not proud of it, but I was really pissed off. And um, as before mentioned, I'm actually trying to quit vaping. So that didn't help either because I'm irritable as fuck and I've been like hitting people's vapes off and on and I did cave, okay? I don't want to talk about it. And it was $65. What am I doing with my life? Like every time I buy a vape, I'm like, so this is where my money's going. This is where I'm choosing to spend my money. What the fuck am I doing? And I feel like shit because of it. And it's probably ruining my life. But anyway, got a vape. That was pretty goated, but yeah, I literally crashed out, broke the painting, broke my paint box that I keep all my paints in, and I've never done that before. Guess I was having a rough day. Um, then I was depressed in my room for a bit. But and my apartment was a state. I haven't cleaned my apartment in a couple days. I was feeling really low. Like after I filmed that podcast, like it didn't really help. I had some bad experiences too. Like since the podcast was filmed, I've had some interesting experiences. So I was just like not having not having the best time in the world and then crashed out. Oh god. What's that TikTok trend and it's like retire crash out. They don't even know I'm a retire crash out. And so I'm like yelling at a man at a bar. Baby. That's my Friday night. Just kidding. I don't go to bars. Speaking of bars, I am officially a month sober from alcohol. Clap if you care. Yeah, clap for me please because I'm extremely proud of myself. That's actually something I did want to talk about a little bit was addiction because I wouldn't have considered myself addicted to alcohol, but I definitely think that it was starting, babe. I was in the starting points. Like there was one point in my life when I was in a terrible relationship where I would wake up and skip school and mix myself a drink at least 2 shots 10:30 in the morning after sleeping in and missing school. Chud life, bro. Drink, wait for my partner to come over, and then they would make me a drink. And I'd drink until I was drunk. And then I'd go to sleep. So that is pretty bad. Not the best. And then obviously, I mentioned before why I decided to go sober was because I'm California sober, mind you, not fully sober. Can't do it right now. I want to eventually, but right now, cutting out alcohol is like my main focus because I know that vaping and smoking the devil's lettuce is an issue, but it's not an issue that's prohibiting me from like having a life. It's not prohibiting me from enjoying the life that I live in or affecting it negatively. It's just like a negative habit that I'd like to kick. Like it's not a good thing to be addicted to that stuff, but it's not affecting my life negatively. I just don't want it in my life. But alcohol genuinely like has affected my life negatively. And I'm kind of I seen this TikTok earlier and it was like people who are sober don't ever shut the fuck up about it, do they? And I'm like, no, you're right because like genuinely I will scream this from the rooftops. I don't think anyone will ever not benefit from going sober from alcohol. Like alcohol is literally a poison, genuinely a poison. So is nicotine and tobacco, like genuinely poison. But alcohol, the reason it gets you drunk is because it's poison. Like alcohol poisoning is because you're ingesting copious amounts of a poisonous substance. Like that's why it gets you drunk because you're getting poisoned. Terrible for your body. Like there's a lot of negative side effects to alcohol that aren't talked about enough and people just drink because it feels funny, but and I get that because sometimes you just need to let go. And I don't think it's wrong to drink. I just think I just hate to say it, but it might be a reality check to some of you, but drinking every weekend is not good, babe. It's not good. Like maybe having a drink, 2 drinks a week. I think it's like 4 or more drinks a week. You're borderlining alcoholism or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I think that's true, but don't quote me on it. Could be different. And y'all getting blackout drunk and drinking a 12 rack every weekend, like it's so normalized, but baby, baby, there's no plane. Baby, there's no healthy consumption of alcohol. Like, baby, if you're drinking a case of beer a week, like No, girl, like no. And it's like I think about it, what good has come from you getting drunk? Think about it for a second, like genuinely what good has come from it? Cuz drunk stories usually aren't very good, are they? Not really. Usually you end up getting hurt, someone else gets hurt, there's a fight, there's an argument. Like it might be, I guess it is fun for some people, like you're having a good time, but then you wake up and you feel like shit because you just poisoned your body. Or maybe you don't get a hangover. I usually don't get a hangover, but it also fucks with your happy chemicals. And half the people, this is why I kind of don't like to date people who drink like regularly. It fucks with your brain chemistry. Like it fucks with your dopamine receptors. And like I'm there, I hate to fucking say it because I used to live such a different life than I live now, but I fear they're right when they say that your life would improve if you worked out regularly and you cut out alcohol and you did therapy. Like I just fucking hate to say it, but they are right. They are right. If you go outside and you spend some time in the sun and fuck, I know it sucks, but because this is the life I lived. I never fucking went outside, never took care of myself. Like, and I'm like, why aren't they getting better? They're right when they say go for a walk when you're upset. They are. And they are right when they say take a few deep breaths. I know. All that corny shit you've heard since fucking eighth grade. It's true. It's true. Therapy really does help. Going sober really does help. Cutting out nicotine helped me a lot before I got back into it. Like, you're not losing anything by cutting this out. That's what I think about because, like, they're like, yeah, but I want to be able to have a good time. I don't think you're gaining anything by relying on a substance to have a good time. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I feel like it's a skill that most people need to learn, which is how to socialize and make friends and have a good night without poison being in your body. I think it's just too normalized. Like, I don't know. I'm firm in the fact that I feel like my sobriety will be a long-term thing. Maybe not when I'm like 30 years old, but through my 20s I would like I don't want to say this cuz now I'm going to go have a drink tomorrow because I always have to contradict myself. It's like a superpower, but I feel like it's something I can stick to. And I don't even feel the urge to drink because I always have a drink. Like I'm a drink girl. Like I do like a Starbucks. I do like a strawberry Coke from McDonald's. Like I'm sorry. Like I am a drink girl, so I never really feel left out being sober because I always have a drink and I have weed. So I had a really important week because I made up with a close friend of mine that I recently had a falling out with, which was eating me for a long time. This person was genuinely like one of the best people I've ever met in my whole life, and we were so close. And high school got between us, and my insecurities got between us, and my issues got between us, and it broke my heart to have to think about her because up until very recently, I still held a lot of anger. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I felt a lot of anger towards her and her relationship and the life that she lived because to my core, I was jealous. I have this issue that I'm trying to beat about being an angry person. Like, because I've had so little in my life, I tend to be a very jealous and angry person when people do get those things. Like, healthy, committed relationships. Like, I find myself, it's a terrible thing to admit, but I find myself hoping that it doesn't end well, which is not good. And I really need to stop it. I'm really trying to because looking for the negative in a relationship and looking for a negative in a friendship and someone's life, like that's a sad, terrible way to live. It's a miserable way to live. It's sad to think of the negativity in people's lives before you think of the positive, and I don't want to be that person anymore. So I kind of put my tail between my legs and we had an amazing talk. Actually, I only left about a half hour ago to come back inside. Yes, and I rekindled a friendship and took accountability for my actions, and I'm having a really nice time. Look at my cat. Kiri, what are you doing? I'm having a really nice time learning forgiveness and learning to forgive myself and apologizing for my mistakes and not being so angry at everybody all the time and bitter and cold and rude. Can you please move? Okay. She's backing away. Yeah, I don't want to be a bitter, angry person anymore. Like I genuinely refuse to be. Like I'm really not gaining anything from being angry and mad and mean to people all the time and bitter. Like, I'm sick of it. And I even look back at my first podcast that a lot of people enjoyed and listened to, and I wonder why I'm such a bitter person. Like, I think of all these people and I think of all the negatives, and I need to stop doing that. Like, I need to stop. Kiri, can you actually stop? Can you tell that I never discipline my cat because she never listens when I tell her no? Yeah, I'm just done being bitter and rude and looking at the negatives in life, because genuinely human beings are so beautiful and their connections are so gorgeous, and when you really take time to get to know people, it is so wonderful to be able to sit back and know that you understand these people and that you're not a bitter bitch. I don't want to be a bitter bitch anymore. That's what the thing should be called. I was thinking about names for this podcast. Maybe Bitter Bitch. The Bitter Bitch Chronicles. My friend suggested um, call her mommy, like call her daddy. You might see her. I invited her on to the podcast to spit some game, because I feel like we could have a really good conversation, the three of us, because you're a part of this too. Oh, I also wanted to talk about this level of acceptance that I've been feeling recently in regards to finally kind of understanding my past actions and why they happened. And I spoke a little bit about this once again in my last one, but um yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about my childhood. I don't know what's possessing me, but I just feel like it needs to be let out. Um yeah. So I think I mentioned I moved out when I was 17, and that was because um my mother and I could not afford the house that we were staying in, that I had been helping with rent and things like that. And my relationship with my mother has always been very rocky. It hasn't been easy, and moving out at 17, well, I think that was a good decision. I kind of realized how much it like fucked me up, and how much a lot of what I went through fucked me up. Um, Very recently, I had this realization. Sorry, guys, it's getting deep in here. I had this realization that a man in my life when I was about 9 years old was not very appropriate with me. And there was an incident that randomly came up to me when I was journaling where I realized what happened. And it hit me like a ton of fucking bricks. I don't know why, but I could not help but think about the people who put me into that situation and how young I was when I went through that. And it made me think of a lot of my sexual habits that are probably more than likely trauma responses from when I was treated like that as a child. So, yeah, I kind of had this epitome where I was like, maybe a lot of the things that I do aren't my fault. And that doesn't excuse any of it, but it is an explanation. But it's really weird when you're finally starting to. I'm sure a lot of people who go to therapy for trauma or are going through understanding trauma will say, like, it's really weird when you start healing because and going to therapy and figuring all your stuff out, because you start to realize just how bad it really was. Like, truly, it was terrible. Like, I think about the people who were supposed to protect me in that moment and how they never did. And because of them, indirectly, because of their negligence, I am plagued with a lifetime of pain and traumas and mental health issues because of your negligence. And I'm at a point where I feel very angry. The more I realize and the more I heal, I'm so angry that that happened. And I'm trying to work on letting go of my anger, or at least learning how to deal with it in a healthy manner. But I haven't acted on my anger. I think it's probably penting up in me, and that's probably why I feel a lot of anger towards people who do have good relationships with their parents, because I'm like, huh, must be nice. My mom fucking put me through this and my dad put me through this. Like, I don't know. 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 I don't like want to share my whole life story on here, but this is supposed to be my digital diary, as I called it, kind of. But yeah, it's really, really weird to start remembering things that have happened to you and remembering the context of them and sort of learning to understand how it wasn't my fault and how much I can change from it all. And honestly, just how much actually fucking happened. I've also been trying to tackle my seemingly growing. I don't think it's growing, but I think it's weighing more on my mind. I'm having more self realization of how much self hatred I carry. Dang, I am my own worst hater. Honestly, I am. Like earlier today, for example, when my second mom and I were talking after my performance, and she told me, like the garage sale performance, she told me like, Alicia, why don't you pursue this? And I told her like, honestly, like I'm trying, but I just feel like there's no one to listen because I don't think I'm good enough. Like I know the music that I make can have a market, and I know that what I can say and what I write does affect people, and does some people see it, some people don't, but I just feel like I'm not good enough. Like I know that there's people out there who make music that resonates with people, but I feel like I'm not good enough to resonate with enough people that people actually want to listen to me and choose to listen to me. Like I feel like even though I don't make this podcast for people to listen to or like see how many likes or views I can get, sometimes I'm wondering why the fuck do any of you listen? And I don't dang, this is what I mean, like self-hatred. I'm sure there are people who enjoy listening to me, but it feels like fraud. I'm like, the person that you see here ain't me. I don't feel like, I don't know, I have like imposter syndrome even though I'm not famous. I'm like, this version that you see of me is not me, but it is me, but it doesn't feel like me. And when I watch my videos, I'm like I don't know, I feel better about myself because I'm like, maybe I'm not a bad person. Because when I listen to myself talk, I'm like, I can see that, but I'm also hyper empathetic about everything. So maybe I'm just empathizing with myself, and other people don't think this, but whatever, whatever. This is what I mean. I'm hypercritical of myself. I have self confidence issues. I need to just be like, I know I'm doing things to seem confident. Like, okay, I do my makeup every single day, and I wear the clothes that I wear, which most of the time I do dress a little bit provocative. Like I like tight clothes, and I like to do my makeup a certain way. I like my clothes a certain way, which is basic, and I like my form to look a certain way. And I am a little bit egotistical about myself because genuinely, this is terrible to fucking say out loud. But if I don't look good and there aren't people looking at me and being like, she looks good, I feel like shit about myself. I feel like if people don't think that I look good, that's the only thing I have going for me, bro. That's the only thing I have going for me is my looks. Like, nobody cares what you have to say. You might as well look like hot. At least you look good. At least there's people telling you that you look good because you know damn well no one's gonna say that you speak well or that they enjoy having conversations with you and you're a good person because nobody says that shit about you. But at least they'll say that you're hot. That's how my brain works. And ooh, I need to stop it. I need to stop equating my self worth with how desirable I am. Really, 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 really bad. Yeah, I feel like no one can see who I am on the inside. Every single time I try to show someone, like, there's something wrong that they don't like, it makes me feel like shit. Like, I talk too much, or I'm too open, or whatever. I'm flirty when I talk, even though I don't try to be. Dang, y'all really fucking hate me. Everybody has something negative to say about me, so it must be true, but at least they'll never have anything negative to say about my appearance, which is bullshit, because there are the most beautiful women in the world who still get criticized about their looks, or have spent their entire lives thinking that they're ugly. I don't think that I'm ugly. Do I think I'm beautiful? I think now I am, but I wasn't always beautiful, and I feel like I have to prove my beauty because I've never been seen as beautiful up until recently. Ugh. Childhood traumas. I was really bullied for my looks for so long. I've shaved my head, I've cut my hair, I've had extensions, I've done basic makeup, I've done fun makeup, I've done emo makeup, I've been every style, I've done everything, babe. Everything. And there was definitely some looks in there that weren't giving. And maybe I needed them to be bullied out of me a little because I was chopped. But now I have this imposter syndrome and it feels like people are making fun of me when they find me attractive or when they ask me out. And at the same time, I'm like, it makes me feel so good that people find me attractive. Because, like, at least I have that. at least. But I need to stop thinking like that. I need to stop thinking that my hobbies and who I am and my personal life and everything that I've been through and all the stories I have to tell and how I talk and little quirks of me, I need to stop thinking that those aren't lovable and they're not admirable. And I need to stop thinking that the only thing admirable and beautiful about me is my body and my face. Because that's a conceited way to live. That's an angry way to live. Fucking crop of the litter. Pick of the litter. Crop of the bunch. I don't know the saying. I know I'm not pick of the litter. There are definitely beautifuler women out there. There's less attractive women. Who fucking cares? Like, in my logical brain, I'm like, who cares if you're attractive or not? Who cares if there's people that are more attractive than you? That doesn't take away from what's attractive about you. You know, they say a flower is beautiful and so is a sunset. That doesn't mean they need to be compared. I want to be able to see a beautiful flower and compliment it with my full heart instead of having these negative thoughts, comparing myself to them. Because it's just sad. And I don't want to be a better person. Like I said, the last thing I actually ever want to do is negatively affect anyone. Like, ever. It's kind of bad. It's like, I want to uplift people. I don't want to put people down anymore. I refuse. And there's times like where I think about things I've said to people and I'm like, I should have just fucking talked to them because everybody does shit that they do for a reason, whether or not they realize it. Like, everyone has their own stuff going on, and someone who's conceited with themselves, like me, there's a reason behind it. And I know my reason. I already explained it. And people who are mean, there's a reason that they're mean. Everyone has a reason for what they do, and I don't want to ever make that worse. I don't want to do that. I just need to learn how to have a conversation with someone and calm down my emotions so I don't say mean things that I regret. Or not even mean things I regret, so I don't not say something and then regret it later on. Because I never regret the words I say. I'm not mean, but I just regret not saying a certain thing. Like, always. Or standing up for myself. I need to start standing up for myself more too because I know that I deserve better than what I've been given, and girl, you need to make that clearer. Like, I wish I could I say this stuff out loud, but I wish I could like embed it in my brain so that I don't fucking forget as soon as this is over or as soon as I'm feeling a different emotion. I also have therapy tomorrow. I don't know what that's going to entail. We'll see. Maybe some ADHD screenings. Maybe we'll overdo some trauma. I don't know. I think it would be nice to do some trauma work because I'm just feeling it. I'm just feeling it recently. Like, and when I say trauma, I know you bitches are like, girl, what trauma have you been through? Because I haven't really explained any of it, but like, I don't want to sit here and explain my whole life story. I really don't. Like, honestly, I think most of my trauma comes from my childhood developed my like toxic traits, but like my bad trauma started when I was a teenager and all those toxic traits came out and I started like traumatizing myself, like putting myself in bad situations that led to trauma. Being with shitty boyfriends, treating my friends like shit, drinking, doing stupid things like my traumas from being a child have negatively affected my teenage life, which caused deep traumas. So I'm cooked, pretty much. So I have teenage trauma and childhood trauma. Oh, dang nabbit. You can't win them all. Some of us aren't dealt the best hand. That's okay, we'll work through it. I've also been getting a little deeper into astrology, so I'm trying to like put my faith in the universe. And we had a really freaky moment the other day. It was me, Christy, and my second mom, and we were out in what she calls the Grove. It's like a perfect circle of trees in the new house in the backyard. And this house. So we went out to the Grove and we were doing some grounding. And if you're not spiritual, you don't get it, but I would just, there was like this feeling in the air, and I felt very seen, very grounded. And I look over, and like the two dogs are in like I'll put the shape of a Leo symbol, and I'm saying this out loud now so you know like what I'm talking about. But there's like the circle in the middle, and there's like kind of that hook and like the like upside down question mark kind of vibe without the point. Like there's a little swoop. And the dogs, we were in a circle, obviously the three of us, and the dogs were lid down in a certain way where like the smaller dog was up top and kind of forming the like arch that goes into the circle, and then right underneath it is the other dog pointing the same direction, not playing, laying down facing the same direction. I was like, I opened my eyes after we finished grounding and I was like, wait, like this symbol feels like it means something. I was like, in my head, I was going through the symbols. I was like, this looks like the fucking Leo symbol. I was like, this looks like the Leo symbol. Like, there's something going on. Like, this symbol means something. Lo and behold, we get back to where we had internet. I Google it, and Leo was the star that night, or it has been for the last however long. And I was like, Crystal, which is my second mom, look at this. Remember I said that symbol? Look at the Leo symbol, which is out tonight, and look at the symbol we were just in that grove. And I was like, this is fucked. Like, whatever we were manifesting, the conversations we were happening about love and acceptance and being a better person, like, the universe literally sat us down and said, fucking look with your own two eyes. Look right now. And it fucking worked. Bitch, I'm listening. Like, I just need to start listening to my gut. I need to start being a better person. And if you're not into spirituality and if you haven't met, like, my chosen spiritual family, like Christy, Zoe, and Crystal, and me, you would not get it until you've been there. Truly, you will not get it until you experience, like, the level that we feel this at. Like, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. Like, talk to anyone who's been in that circle or even been close with Crystal, my second mom. It's insanity. It's genuinely insanity. There's, like, the level of energy that you feel is, like, palpable, like, insanity. And it was like, holy shit. So I've been fucking listening to my gut. I've been listening to small signs. Like, I've just been respecting the universe a lot more because, like, she fucking knows what she's doing. I'm in good fucking hands, you know? I'm in good fucking hands. Yeah, so I'm trying to find a little something more to believe in and put my faith into, and I really want to get back into the music. Especially after tonight. I mean, it never goes away from me, but I just really want to get back into it. I want to start performing again. I want to really just hone in on music because I think that it is the one of the only things besides, like, this podcast, genuinely. I love you all who listen, and I love having this outlet, like, where I can say whatever I want. I could be as silly as I want, talk about whatever I want, and there's no judgment because obviously I'm being careful with what I say, and also because I know that there's people out there who are going to listen, and getting this shit out and realizing that people are the same as me and they care and they're going through the same thing makes me feel so seen. Like, you don't even understand knowing that people care. Holy shit. Holy shit. I don't care if this podcast goes nowhere, if it rots on the internet with 500 views till I'm 95 years old. Honestly, I could not care less how many people watch this. I just need it. Like, I need it, girl. I need it. Also, have you guys seen the new flaming hot Cheeto crumble cookie? Seen a TikTok on it, and while the girl did gag upon sinking her teeth into the delectable pastry, I did get a little hungry for some hot Cheetos. So I go to the store after I seen that Crumbl review, which wasn't good, by the way. What are they doing? What are we doing? Who's that guy who does, like, the Ben Shapiro impressions on SNL? What are we doing? I forgot him. I forgot what his name was. He's so good. He's so funny. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but seeing the hot Cheetos made me hungry for hot Cheetos. So I walked to the store and went to grab a bag of hot Cheetos. Why is the outside of it purple? And I realized this a couple days ago, but it really hit me, like, hot Cheetos are so, like, think about high school when you had, as we would call them, skeets, like the Cookie Monster pajama girl. She's in the corner eating hot Cheetos. Like, iconic. Like, all over TikTok in 2020. Bro, bring back 2020 TikTok also. Where is Lil Huddy? He made that video with Slushy News. Where he been? Where he at, though? Where they at, though? Um, yeah. Anyway. Like, this, the fact that they changed it to purple, it's a bit repulsive. I think of, like, I had a trauma response. I bought, like, this big bag. I'm having a trauma response because I bought this big bag of hot Cheetos one time, and because they changed the bag to purple, I thought it was, like, regular hot Cheetos, but they were, like, dill pickle hot Cheetos, and they tasted like shit. And now every time I see the purple bag, I get a flashback of the dill pickle hot Cheetos, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? Disgusting, genuinely. They were so bad, but I wanted to get through them because I was poor and I needed a little crunch, and I didn't want to go buy more chips. Like, they were rotting in my cupboard for, like, a week, 2, 3 weeks. They were rotting in my cupboard for, like, maybe 2 weeks before I cleaned out my cupboard, and I was like, "You're throwing away. Like, I don't even care how much money you were." Um, I started actually weird food combo: hot Cheetos and a toasted peanut butter sandwich. Ooh, I just came in my panties. Like, I need that. Hashtag give me that. That sounds delectable. Don't knock it till you try it. Also, weird food combination. Not really that weird, but nobody really does it for some reason. Y'all need to explore peanut butter bagels. Next time you have a everything seasoned bagel, grab the peanut butter, grab the homemade, locally made jam. Very important it's local made, okay? Or make it yourself. Bitch, I made homemade jam like a couple years ago. It was so good. Anyway, slap that shit between an everything bagel. Best thing you'll ever eat. Like, I've never had an Uncrustable, but I imagine to me a peanut butter bagel would taste and have the effect that an Uncrustable has to an American, if that makes any sense at all. You know those purple bags I was talking about? Why does every evil man ever have a favorite color of purple? Why is every evil man's favorite color purple? Riddle me that. Riddle me that. And they think they're so niche. My favorite color? It's purple. You are not written by a woman because you mixed pink into your favorite color. Just say blue. Grow a pair of balls and call your favorite color blue. Like you are not you're not getting picked, babe. You're not special. Every single man ever's favorite color is purple. And usually they're evil. Also, Scorpio men and women, I'm sorry. I've never had a good experience with a Scorpio. I don't know why, but it's just you guys scare me a lot and you have a lot of energy and not in a good way. Like you guys are mean a little. Like I don't really like Scorpios. I sound crazy. I just don't like Scorpios. And all the crazy men are Scorpios and all the crazy women. But I forgive the women because it's okay. You're just a Scorpio. This is just who you're meant to be. But when a man is evil and he's a Scorpio, it's like pick a struggle. But that's just me being a hater. Once again, bitter, ugly person, I know. Like, what the fuck? Who is this stupid, mean bitch? Like, fuck, negative Nancy over here. One time I was talking to a guy and he was like really Christian. I'm sorry if you're watching this. I don't mean any disrespect to your religion at all. But he was like, "So what do you believe in?" And I was like side eye. I was like, "I don't know if you are ready for this conversation," because I knew he was super Christian, and it can go both ways when you meet someone who's super Christian when you're spiritual, because they could either be like, "No, like I think that's super cool," or they'll be like, "So you worship the devil?" And unfortunately, the conversation did go to the latter. And when we stopped talking, he was like, "I really appreciate you, and I understand, like, I don't really let religion, like, get between a relationship, but I really can't be with someone who worships the devil." And I was like, "I don't worship the devil. I've never worshipped the devil once." He's like, "Yeah, but, like, you need to understand from my perspective, like, anyone who doesn't worship the same God as me is worshiping the devil. So, like, also, like, the fact that you do, like, manifestation and stuff like that is witchcraft, and I just can't be with someone who I can't be with someone who worships the devil." And I was like, "What do you think I'm brewing up in my living room? Do you think I have a cauldron and a rat tail and the fucking tongue of a snake? Maybe the arm of an armadillo? Like, what do you think I'm conjuring up? I don't have a boiling green cauldron in my living room. I'm sorry. I just like sometimes look in the mirror and tell myself I'm beautiful, and maybe sometimes I'll like wear a crystal on my neck when I feel like I have a little bit of a connection to it, and maybe sometimes I'll look up what cycle the moon is in when I'm having a rough day. And maybe when I feel chills, I am the bitch that's like, "No, I feel the energy in here." Maybe sometimes you put a couple of drinks in me, like, okay, fuck, I'm sorry, yes, like sometimes, but I am not sacrificing goats in my free time. I don't know why people think that when you believe in the stars, which by the way, I was thinking about this, like, if you're gonna hate on someone for believing in stars and the universe, which was here way before the Bible was, so I feel like, how could you not like how could you think that that's less believable, like stars that are like scientifically proven to move and moon cycles which are scientifically proven to exist? How could you not believe in that? Why is it so far-fetched that people think that you get energy from these things and these things are worshipable? And is that even a word, worshipable? Why is it so crazy to some Christians? Not all of you. I've met some wonderful Christians, but why is it so crazy to you that I believe in the energy of real things that have been scientifically proven, but you believe a book with no scientific evidence whatsoever? So like I don't know. It's like you can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not here to judge you or anything, but if you're going to call me a devil worshiper, like what are we actually saying? Like what are we actually saying? How is it far-fetched of me to believe something else when you believe a book? You never even met the guy who wrote it. How do you even know it's not like secondhand information? We learned about this in social studies in grade 7, guys. Like, how do you know? How do you know he's telling the truth? How do you know? You don't. Just listen to these words on a page when you could look up and understand the world just by looking up. You just look up in the sky. It's right there, babe. And there's no creepy pastors. When you look up at the sky, there's no 40-year-old church pastor who's going to molest your son, you know? There's no religious trauma when you look up, babe. If you just sit on the ground and touch the earth a little, you won't leave with religious trauma. And you feel pretty good afterwards. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I have left in the voice box for tonight. It is like 1 a.m. Let's actually check. 1:49 a.m. right now. And bitch, I'm still up. Every time I record this podcast, I do it late at night for some reason, and I don't really know why. If you liked what you've seen, like, follow, and subscribe. No, subscribing and following is the same thing. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment in the comment section. Hey, and if you made it this far, what's your favorite emoji? Comment it in the comments below. Is that how they do it? I just made 25 people comment their favorite emoji on my YouTube video. I don't think I've been podcasting that long to have the influencer accent on peak yet. On point. Looks like I'm jerking off, doesn't it? Do you guys remember during World War II when the Japanese would play that recording that's like, GI, your government don't care. Go home, GI. I seen Hamza Martin reference it and I was like, I didn't know anyone else knew what that was. What did the GI stand for? I'm gonna Google that. Do you remember those kids in high school who were like weirdly obsessed with World War II? They would like know every single fact about it, and like when push came to shove, when it came to discussing like Jewish propaganda that the Germans believed and spread hate about, they'd be like, "No, but I kind of get it though." And his family was, and you're like, "What are we actually doing?" I remember those kids. Where are they now? I mean, they probably joined the military. I would assume. I guess we'll never know. If you were a World War II fiend in middle school and high school, comment down below. What are you up to? How's your week going? What do you do in your spare time? Anyway, for real. Good night, guys. Go to sleep, GI. I don't know why it's British. Anyway, good night, guys.